Hello, everyone. We are starting our webinar today. It is Code with Microbits. If you're just tuning in, go ahead and say hello on chat. Anything you say on chat, everyone else can see, so be aware while you're typing. Make sure you are addressing two panelists if you want to talk to me or our moderator, Kana. You want to switch it to all attendees if you want to talk to everyone. If you guys have any questions, you can type up a question in chat or use the QA function. Fortunately, I do not know how the QA function works very well as a panelist side, because the attendees are the only ones who do see a lot of the QA writing stuff. Yeah, someone just pointed out that's a neat screenception happening. Yeah, that's because this green screen's not wide enough for the whole screen, for my whole viewing area of my camera. So there's my desk right here showing that. If you do hear a few peeps here and there, that's because my birds are kind of talking. If I put them in another room, they scream for hours and hours. I feel like this would be a lot less annoying. Hello, if you're just coming in, we're going to get started real soon on Code of Microbits. You can go ahead, type hello in chat. Do note that when you're sending messages, everyone can see it. Well, right now, if it's two panelists, only panelists can see it. If you do address it to two panelists and two attendees, then everyone can see it. If you have any questions, you can use the QA. Again, this is Code with Microbits, where we're going to code with one of these. Don't worry, you don't have to have a little microbit here. We have a little online version of it that you can test out with. And when the quarantine is over, you can try it out at DoSpace. Yeah, itself. So here, this is what a little microbit is. It's a little microcontroller. It's like Arduino and Raspberry Pi, if you've ever seen one of those. This is just like a much simpler version than that. You can also do some hardware things with it. It doesn't have to be all digital coding. I'll show a little bit more. I hope you guys can see that little smiley face on there. It's kind of like bleeding other LEDs on there, but it's got like a little smiley face right there. So I'm gonna go to the next screen. So my name is Ruth. I'm a community learning specialist at DoSpace, and my message is a little earlier, but I like parrots and I do play the video games and I do enjoy them. So, I went too far. I'm gonna go ahead to go to microbits. So if you can, you wanna go to this website up here, microbit.org. I will point some arrows over that direction. You want to go to that website right there, microbit.org. If you have another browser. Oh, I see someone has raised their hand. See? Do you go by Eileen as the list name or Maureen? Or maybe it's two people viewing. But if you have a raised hand, you want to say like, hey, I got a question or I got something to note. Otherwise, yeah, you can keep noting other tools you have. But again, make sure you go to microbit.com. I have a little arrows point on it. I can also type in giant text in the middle. Right here, you want to go to microbit.org. So once you're in microbit.org, you want to go, you will see this page right here. We got some people holding up microbits. You got create, learn, code. I'm going to bring my highlight back on. Up top, we have a little get started, projects and lessons. We're going to go ahead and click on lessons here. Of course, still got a little overlay there. I'm going to clear all of that. Here we go. So under lessons, I would just point out, if you ever do get a microbit on your own, microbit, the website itself has the option to go through lessons, learning about a little bit of engineering, about how to get things to light up, how it works in the background, how to use the different sensors it has. You can code either in Blockly, JavaScript, or Python. So you have all these options on the left side to try different things. Next thing I'm going to go to is Let's Code. That's where we'll be coding. So I'm under microbit/code. I am in here. I'm just kind of repeating a little few things, give people some time to get right into Microbit. And then I'm going to go to Make Code Editor. So I'm going to click right that in there. You can also search makecode.microbit.org. And this should be the main thing you see. If another place you can look for projects is through makecode.microbit.org, where you can see all these different tutorials on different things. We're going to be doing a few basic projects, and then I'm going to be showing you a cool little like game you can play, where you have to like press the A button when the dot hits the middle of it. It can be really challenging. I am pretty bad at it, but I was able to succeed a few times. If you have multiple microbits, you can also do fun little radio games, where like play rock, paper, scissors, and you like shake the microbit up and down, and one person would have like paper and the other person would have scissors. And like it tells you right here who's got a point and then who didn't get who lost. Yeah, so we're on microbits.org in lessons. I'm gonna go all the way, I'm gonna go back a little bit, back. So I went to Let's Code, right over here, Let's Code. And then you wanna go to the editor next. Go right here, there we go. I'm gonna go to Let's Code, and you wanna click on the Make Code Editor. So right back in there, drawings, and then I'll type up the website we're on. I'm gonna go to makecode.microbit.org. And then I'll switch it to blue. Stretch that out. There we go. So that is the website we're on. I'm gonna go ahead and start a project. When you see this, you'll see a little thing that says My Projects right over here on the left side of the screen. Yep, there we go. Yep, and we click on New Project. Clear all drawings. Yep, and you should see this screen right here. Yep. So this is a code editor. This codes with Blockly if you ever use Scratch, or MIT App Inventor or code.org. It makes each little piece of code a block instead of typing everything, but there is an option to switch to JavaScript where you can type things in here if you know JavaScript, but we're going to stick to blocks for now. So right in the left side is our microbit editor. You can actually click on the editor. I mean, not the editor. You can actually click on the little simulated microbit on the left side. So I can click on the button here and it turns yellow. I can also click on these little pinpoints right at the bottom. And there's like little LEDs. Unfortunately, the actual microbit itself, you can like shake it, you can like tilt it, and it can play sounds. The online one does not do that. So we got the little microbit here. There's a stop button right below it to stop the code. A little restart to start the whole thing. There's a slow-mo version. Oh, there is sound. So you just can't do tilting in movement. You can also do a full screen version, and yeah, change the volume on mute. So when you're coding, you want to give yourself a step of things that you want to do. So right now you're going to make a little smiley face on our screen. So there's on, start, and forever. So when you're thinking logically, we gotta think, okay, do I want my smiley face to be on all the time, or do I want it when it just starts? So on start, means it's only going to happen at the beginning and not again. Forever means it's going to go forever and ever and ever. So right here, I got this little face. I'm going to have it go on forever. So it shows all the time instead of just for a few seconds at the beginning. So on the right side of the microbit itself, and the left side of the little blocks right here, in the middle, right here, I'm gonna point at it. Right here is our little variables, things that we can add for coding. So we have basic, input, music, LED, radio, that's for sending signal between macrobits, loops, logic, variables, math, advanced for more controls. But a lot of things are thinking like, I want microbit to show something. LED, which is the little lights on top of the board, so a place you can go. I want to play some music. You can click on music. You'll see all these options here. Input, if you want to press a button, shake, use the lights. Logic's a little bit more coding stuff. Same with loops. So we're going to start at basic. Basic is just the very simple get going stuff on here. So on basic, you can actually left click and drag these little blocks in. So I'm in the basic. I'm going to go to show LEDs. And you notice it's in the square grid. That's the same kind of shape as the main square little LED grid on here. I can just left click, hold left click down and drag it in. I'm still holding left click down. And when I drag into forever, it highlights this little area right here, showing me that this can fit in here. The thing about Blockly is that it stops you from putting things in that won't work at all, versus JavaScript. When you try typing random things there and the computer screams back at you, Blockly just goes, no, you can't do that. Can't add that in. So if I add, there isn't really anything. Oh, here we go. Like this little triangle, like I guess pentagon shaped one. I can't fit that in here at all. So it's kind of like shape matching, like little puzzles you put together and they fit in all these different places. So on forever, you see these little squares right here in the middle. It's like a darker blue. And I can actually click. I click on an LED, and on the left side over here, it shows on the microbit which LED will turn on. I'm gonna start. You can also click on all these different LEDs. You can make like hold left click down and turn them all on. Takes a little bit to load. There it is. They're all on. Or I can left click and just drag through, turn them off. See? So you can make, take this time right now, make yourself a nice like little design. I am going to try to make a heart. I might cheat and go in basic to use their heart icon. I'll try to do it this way. There we go. And now I have a heart on the left side. So you don't have to do this right now, but I want to point this out about the difference between start and forever. So I put this on start. Look on the left side, it's on start. And then I add another thing over here. It goes start and then it goes away because it's on forever. But if there's only one thing on start, it kind of goes on. But it's best practice to have things you want to go on forever and forever and things you only want to show at the beginning on start. Okay. So if you want to add more LED pictures on here, you can actually like just go in basic and drag more in there. Just drag tons of them in there. And this way is how you kind of do a little animation here. So as you see, I have one LED here, and you look on the left side, it disappears because I have multiple screens out in there. Oh, if you want to delete a block, you can left click it and drag off to the side. You see there's a trash can symbol right over here and gets rid of it. I'm gonna bring my heart up again. Yeah. So it's really easy to like program with Blockly, but you can see right here that it's kind of flashing. If anyone's sensitive to flashing, please let me know, and I'll kind of stop the flashing. You can also like pause or turn off the screen for your own device if it's too much. But if it's too sensitive, like if you're sensitive to flashing, let me know and I'll adjust that. So yeah, you can start making your own kind of design here. I am gonna make like a shrinking heart here. It's a little difficult. I'm gonna make it backwards. So if you want to modify your animations, you can always drag out and drag in. So my main heart's right there. Hopefully that kind of works. Kind of. Could be a better looking heart. Maybe this. No, it works better this way. There you go. And then I'm gonna go to basics and bring another LED, and there we go. Now it looks like it's growing. And can I duplicate? Yes. So here's another thing. Let's say, oh, I worked really hard on coding this thing and I don't want to drag each block back in to repeat it. You can actually right click on one of the blocks and there's a thing called duplicate, delete, help, add comment. I'm going to click on, go to the second one here on duplicate. There we go. And now it's like kind of growing and shrinking. And then I'm going to duplicate another. And then I'm going to duplicate another one. So it has a little second where it's completely gone on the screen over here. There we go. Yeah. So I'm going to give some people some more time, you know, kind of get used to using this, because the next thing we're going to do is have the microbit show your name on the screen. So if you do have your own microbit, you can click download. This is for those who do have their own microbit or want to learn how to, like, later on go to DSpace and move this file onto the physical microbit. But on the lower left side here, there's download. I'm going to name it heart, and I'm going to download. And here it gives you instructions to connect your microbit. You can actually connect your microbit via USB. The kit comes with the little USB. So I just plug this right in here, and then I plug it into my computer. And then I'm just going to show in folder. So to get the file onto the microbit, I want to drag that to here. So all I do is left click, hold left click down, drag into microbit, and then it loads. I'm gonna try that again, because there we go. And then I'm going to show you how it looks like in the microbit. And there we go. Got the little animated heart going on. There we go. So I'm going to clear screen here. We're now going to try a, show our name on the microbit. Like, just picture like going to like out with these, maybe going to work or something, and having like your name showing on your like uniform, instead of having like a boring standard name tag. So I'm going to put my name right on there. So I'm going to go ahead, left click on these blocks and drag out, delete. So for very basic things like that, we think, oh, it's basic to put a name in there. Let's go to basics. So I click on basics on that whole menu of all the different type of inputs. And there's a thing that says so string. So in coding, strings are text of letters. They do not contain mathematical numbers. So if you do a string, say 1 plus 1, it's just going to output 1 plus 1, not 2. For math stuff, you want to go to variables, and math right over here is where you get your actual additions and subtractions and stuff under math. Under basic string, that stuff won't work. So think again, like, what do I want to do? I wanted to have, say, hello, my name is at the beginning, and for maybe a few seconds, and then forever, for a while, unless I restarted it, say my name. So first I'm going to left click and drag hello. So I got from basics, show string, hello, and I dragged it to start. Zoom in here. There we go. Here we go. So I went to basics, drag, show string, and whatever there. And you notice over here it's gone. If you want to see what happened at the beginning again, I'm gonna click on restart simulation. And I click on that and it restarts what it shows at the beginning. Hello, it shows the text hello very slowly, and it doesn't show again because it's going through each letter. Now I'm going to change this to hello, my name is. There you go, waiting for it to load on the left side. So every time it turns gray, it means it's like stopped or restarting. Right now it's just stopped. I need to click on this little play button right here to get it started. Play, there we go. Hello, gotta test if it's working. Hello, my name is, and that's it for our string so far because that's all we got in. So I got show string, hello, my name is, and then next I'm going to do show string forever on my name. So I can either right click on show string and duplicate, or I can go to basics, go to show string, drag into forever, and type Ruth. Here we go. Now on the left side here, hello. It's going to say hello, my name is Ruth. Hopefully, if we've done everything right. Yep, there's my name, Ruth. And yeah, it just repeats Ruth over and over and over again. Now, that's not the best thing ever for a name tag, to be honest, because it should show the whole name the whole time. So what I could do is take LEDs and like try to type my whole name in there, but it's not very practical because it's a very small LED screen. But to, you know, in a conversation for a little bit longer, it will take the time to show everything. So it's going to show a little LR for a little bit and then do the rest of the name. And drag that off and delete it. Okay, again, if you have any questions, you can type them on chat and I can answer them. The next part I'll be showing here is a little bit of input stuff where if I press the A button on my badge, it'll just say my name. And if I press the B button on my badge, it can show like an icon or such. So, oh, my chair is shrunk now. So now I'm going to go into input. Input is whatever you put into the machine. is information and data. Output is things it's showing to you. So the text on the screen or on the microbit it's showing, that's output because it's giving you feedback of what you told it to do. Input is saying, hey, pressing the button, do something. So when you want to do things where you modify the microbit, you can go to input. So I'm under input. And also if I am going too fast, let me know and I can slow down and keep things on the screen for a little bit longer so you guys can follow along. But basics and then input. So it's underneath basics, not in basics, but underneath it. I'm gonna do when on button A pressed. So I left click and drag it in. There it is. Now you notice there's a little drop down menu on the A. So it could be A, B, or both at the same time. On the left side here, you see the microbit, you got an A button and a B button. You can try to do both, but it's a little bit harder to do on the simulator. On the actual microbit itself, I can just press both. Oops, I accidentally moved the camera. So I'm gonna stick with A, and then I'm gonna grab show string Ruth on there, and then I'm gonna right click. So I right click on the on button press and I click duplicate. And right now you notice this is yellowed out. When you see a block yellowed out, it means it's not going to show off anything over on the microbit. It is coding this out so it doesn't break the coding on the microbit at all, keeps everything safe. Also another reason why it does this, so the machine itself doesn't get confused on saying, hey, you press the button A, I should be doing both of these things. No. You want it to do different things under the same button. You want to put all that stuff under the same block category as that. So right now on button A, it's blocking that out because it's already being used. So I'm going to click on this little drop down menu and switch it to B. There we go. Now it's not like yellowed grayed out anymore. And I'm just left clicking on this, dragging this off the trash can. There we go. So this is what I have on start. Hello, my name is. To press the A button, it says my name. Oh, yeah. Okay. So are you on this screen right here? On microbit where you just see a microbit on the left side and you see blocks on the right. Yeah. So for those who don't see the text who may watch this later, I just asked, told that we're a little behind right now, but they're just watching to try to follow my example here. I'm completely okay with slowing down here. Turn different things off. I'm going to keep this on the screen a little bit longer. So everyone can grab things, drag things in, get them to show things. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can go back to that. Okay. For anyone who's watching this later, I'm just going to quickly grab that for those who have the ability to pause button. But so on the A button, to click on this, A won't switch to it. I'll be going back to the hard example soon, but I'm gonna click. It's going to finish the string on start first, and then it's going to show off what happens to the A button. There it goes, Ruth. And then if I press the B button, as soon as it finishes typing out that little text, it shows that little text. Yep, and it goes back to Ruth. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the beginning here. I'm going to get rid of these. Okay, there we go. So someone asked, how do we bring up the panel on the left with input? So if you go on the left side over here, I'm gonna circle that off right there. If you want to do input, you can me get the little drawings here. Left click on input. You see that little purple panel that says input right there? If I left click on that, it brings up all the stuff right here. Now, if you're asking about basics, I can left click up one and I have basics. There we go. I can go back on input. Oh, okay. So the purple one says math. If you scroll up a little, you notice that the top, very, very top is basics, and the second one is input. Math is at the bottom here. So it goes in order: basics, input, music. Input is the very second one. Yeah, there you go. And then the next thing you can do is left click on, let me get a drawing here. I'm gonna left click on button press. I'm gonna go, there we go. So I'm gonna left click on button A pressed, left click, and then it hovers. So I have left click, hold down, so it hovers the block right here. And then you hold me left click still, just holding it down, and I drop it. And there it is, it's on my screen. So I have in my work area, so this little gray area next to the menu, that's between the microbit and the gray area, is my work area. So on button A pressed. Now on button A pressed, I can left click on that menu and switch buttons. We're not gonna be doing that so much, but I can switch between these. There you go. So on button A pressed, we can either make text show or a picture. Which one do you guys want to do? Want to show text or a picture? Yeah. So I'm gonna go for the picture. So if we want to add a picture, we can go to basics on the menu between the microbit and the work area, right here. And if you left click on basics right there, we have show LEDs. Right there. And then you left click on show LED, hold left click down, and drag it in. Good, yeah. So like before, you can click on these squares to change the LEDs. Now you notice on start forever empty. So when you look at the microbit, nothing's gonna happen. Okay. Now this is on button A pressed. I can click on this button right here. You see there's a little tiny A next to it. And if I click on that button right there in the middle, I see my square. Here you go. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is duplicate on button pressed. So I'm going to right click on button pressed. So I right clicked on it, not off of it, just right on the purple on button A pressed. I'm going to click duplicate, which makes a copy of it. And then I left click on duplicate. And then I have a copy of it. The reason why I'm doing this is so we can get something to happen when you press the B button. Okay, so got the A button on A press and B button. Clear all my drawings. There we go. Next thing I'm going to do is change this A button right here. So right now it says A. You can't have multiple things going A at once unless you put it all on the same block. I'm going to click on that and click on B. There we go. So I'm going to do a smiley face. You just like left click on this right here. There you go. So I got one on one button A. If you were just joining us now, we are on makecode.microbit.org. I'm going to get the text on the screen. There we go. Nope. makecode.microbit.org. That is the website we are on. There we go. So after I've gotten used to this here, I am actually going to go and show how to make a game on Microbit. Again, make sure you press on the buttons. I'm going to switch screens here again. There we go. Okay, I might have to restart my browser. There we go, now it's working. So I can press these different buttons and switch back and forth. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna show a little bit on the different cool things you can do with Microbit. Don't have to follow along on this next part. You can keep playing with the editor right over here. See all the cool things we got. So I'm going to go ahead. You do want to be on makecode.microbit.org, but I'm going to go ahead and switch back to Microbit, to the main project website, right over here, switching the compass. So you can do like quite a few things with Microbit. So this program right here is a compass where how I rotate the Microbit, if I point it north, it'll tell me it's facing north. So on forever, again, you don't have to follow along and I highly encourage keep playing around with the different things in Microbit. If you're coming in late here to get started, it's definitely go to makecode.microbit.org. And you want to click on basics and just drag in different things, the different blocks from basics. And connect them to forever. And you can click on the different LEDs to get things light up. So back to this compass right here. So this does a little bit more advanced stuff. If you're trying to figure out what each of the blocks comes from, the menu on the middle-ish area right here, you can do some color matching. So blues from basic, purples from either input, or it's actually down over here in advanced. If it's kind of like a greenish blue from logic, blues from more basics here. Bearing, these are little variables, so red from variables over here. And then compass heading from, oh yeah, I already said that one from input, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead, how this works is just a simple if statement. In coding, an if statement is saying, if this happens, do that. So if bearing is less than 45 degrees or greater than 315 degrees, then show N for north, else show nothing. So that's what it's doing. It's checking like, hey, if the compass is facing this way, show it's north. If it's not facing this way, show nothing. So again, I'm going to click download over here. If you got your own microbit, you can download the program that you made on the code editor. And I'm going to show again that I'm just left clicking on it, plugging my microbit in, left clicking and dragging the file on it. I need to plug in my microbit right here. Actually, since this other person right over here who just came in later, I'm going to show you physical microbit. We made a little growing heart earlier. If you see on my camera right here, we got a little growing heart made from the code that we did a little bit earlier. See right there, lights up. And with make code, shows you a little digital microbit if you don't have one. So back over here, I'm going to plug my microbit in. With my USB cord. And then I'm going to highlight my cursor. There we go. And I have like a little menu, file menu on the left side right here, right side right here. It says microbit dash compass.hex. I'm going to left click, alt left click down, drag it to microbit, shows up as like a flash drive on the computer, and then let go, and then comes up with this menu right here where it's loading onto the microbit. There we go. Now this is going to be a little harder to show on camera. Let's see if they can get it. Because it, like the way this code works is that it's acting like I'm holding it flat, like a compass, not up and down. So first it shows like this little game where I have to tilt these different things to fill the LED screen. So you can see it's got like this tilting function here. Yep. And I got like these two LEDs left. I'm going to go ahead and finish those last two. And it shows this whole screen right here. Smiley face, that's just a little test thing for it to know which way it's facing. There you go. And showing in, because for me, I'm actually holding it slightly forward. North is actually this way from where I'm at. So when I'm holding it slightly forward, it's north. If I hold it this way, oops, let me tilt it backwards. Nope, still kind of pointing towards that way. It's really hard to show that. There we go. It's nothing because north is not that way. Oh, so if you're wondering, I can go back to that. If you're wondering how, someone's asking, so we had block A and block B. How do we connect them like a train? Yeah, I can go back to that. That was under my main entitled here. That is not the right one, but I can quickly get to where you're at. So input right over here. I got block A, block B. There we go. So do you have anything inside these blocks right here? Because for them to do stuff, you have to have something inside that block. Yes, okay. So you do not, this is like a main little block right here. If it's like squared off at the bottom and the top, that means you do not need to connect these at all to on start and forever, because with input these react if you press something on the microbit itself. So I'm going to do a little point right here. Right here there's button A. On the right side there's button B. So if you click on these buttons right here, so I clicked on button A and it shows a line going across. You can see on button A in my code, line going across. And then I'm clicking on button B, and on button B it's a line going up and down. So are you able to click button A or B and it does different things? Yes, okay, good, yeah. So it works. You got your code working and going. You're getting your microbit on, going. If you want to add more things to it, You can go in basics, left click, drag it in. It's like a puzzle. And you can add more things in there. So to connect things like trains, you can grab different block pieces that have an indent on the top of it. That means you can fit it right in there. It's like a puzzle. Different shapes fit in within each other. It's how they act. And then you test on the microbit. So I'm pressing the A, B, and showing the different things. So that's how you kind of connect them like a train. Okay, now I'm going to show that game I was talking about earlier. Hopefully, if we do release this on the Facebook, on our Facebook, you can like pause the video and follow along on your like, be able to follow along, help like by pausing it, obviously, to be able to figure out what each step I'm doing in between. So I'm going back to Microbit. I'm not going to save it. I'm going to go to a little instructional thing called Snap the Dot. You can also go to makecode.microbit.org. Sorry, that's my bird plane over there. You can actually, let's see, can we? I actually don't think it's on here. There's tutorials. I should clear my screen. There you go. Games. There we go. Got rock, paper, scissors if you want to try that out. It's going to be a little hard to do that on the little digital microbit, because you need another one. There it is. So if you go on makecode.microbit.org, there's the tutorials. And under games, there's Snap the Red Dot. I'm going to click on that one and start tutorial. So this website has a lot of fun guided tutorials on here you can try out. So Snap the Dot is a game of skill where the player has to press A exactly when the dot reaches the center of the screen. This tutorial shows you how to use the game engine. I wouldn't really call this a game engine. If you don't know what it is, that's okay. But got a code editor. And then with the tutorials, it shows like a little big screen, little square right here on what to do. So create a new variable called Sprite, drag set Sprite 2 into on start on the workspace. So the thing right here, it doesn't really tell you where to find things. So kind of do a little color matching here, saying drag set Sprite 2. It's red, variables is red, left click on there. I have to make a variable for this. So if you want to learn more coding, making a variable is just creating some data that you'll use to manipulate your code to do different things. So I can say, if I'm doing math, I can set a variable x to equal 1, and then another variable y to equal 2. And if I tell the code x plus y, it will tell me back it's equals 3. So I need to grab set sprite 2, right here, set sprite 2, and grabbing it, drag to on start. There we go. And then I click next. And now I need to grab something green here. Now, I need to create Sprite on here. And I got nothing. Dark green here. So if it's something I can't find right away, it's going to be under Advanced. And there's Game. Do you know what a sprite is? That's usually a little lingo for like a game character on a screen, not 3D, 2D game character. Like if there's a little Mario on screen, usually the image of Mario itself is called a sprite. For microbit purposes, the sprite is just going to be a little one LED lit up on the microbit. So on start, set sprite, I need to pull create sprite, go into game, create sprite at 2, 2. And again, it's like a puzzle. I have to find something like oval circle shape to fit this right in here and on start. Set sprite to 0, highlights when I drag this little piece on there. There we go. Move that around. And it sets at 2, 2. And on the screen right there, oh, look, the LED right there is lit up. Do you know what 2, 2 is? That's the location of the LEDs on here. If you look, it's kind of hard to see because it's kind of dark, but there's 5 LEDs across and 5 LEDs up and from the top to the bottom here. As you learn more about coding, usually most values start at 0. So if I type 0, 0 in here, the very first LED lights up. So the LEDs actually count from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 from top to down, and then 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 from left to right. Another fun thing is if you hover over the LED in the microbit, it shows like a little number of the location. X is left and right, Y is top to bottom. So if I go 0, 1, 2, that's going to light up the middle LED at the top, but it's 0 value on the Y for up and down. So I go 0, 1, 2 to get 2 down, and there it is. Now I'm gonna have a little animation where I move the sprite by 1. So I've right here, move sprite by 1. It's dark green, so put a move block into forever. So dark green is under game. And right over here, you see that dark green, it's got a little indent, so I know where to put it. I can fit into the little spot right over here. So left click, drag, and there you go. Now we're gonna see on our screen. So we just saw, I'm gonna repeat again, it like moves. Oh, looks like I crashed the little microbit. It kind of moves really quickly to the right, forever. Now for our game, we want the LED to move from the right side to the left side, back and forth. So now I just have a bunch of new code to add on here. So on forever, I want to say if the sprite touches the edge of the microbit, it bounces back the other direction. So it's not stuck on the right side right here. Now I notice it's dark green again. So I'm going to find that under the dark green category. There it is. So if sprite is on the edge, bounce. I'm going to grab that, drag it into forever. There we go. And that's going really, really fast. And I'm like, whoa, that's too fast. So I'm going to click on basics. So this little thing that says also add a pause to slow down a sprite, it's blue, so I know that's under basics. I'm going to left click on that, drag it in onto forever, and now it's going so much slower. So it's in milliseconds. I can make this 500 milliseconds and it goes a lot slower. There we go. So it's super slow now. Okay, so next step. There we go. Use the simulator to find the best speed. Press download to try once. It's telling me to test the device. I'm actually going to skip that part for now. But if you had a physical microbit, it's really good to test it. So now I want to have it where I want to press the A button when the pixel or the sprite reaches the very middle and it gives me a point. So next thing I'm going to do is input on button press A. So that's from, you see right here, it's kind of like a purplish magenta color. I grab input, dragged in, and then put in if block. If, it's kind of tealish blue, that's under logic. There's if. Actually, I believe we want an if else. Go next. I'm gonna go back. There we go. So if I click on hit, it shows me all the stuff I should do. So if the sprite X equals 2, so the X is the left and right, that's the second LED in the middle right here. I can find that under game. There's a little bit more math on here than I need to do. So I need to go to logic, equal, drag it in. This is a little bit more advanced coding, but if you try this tutorial out, it will click on the hint, you'll know where to drag in. So if the X, sprite X equals 2, I want to change score by 1. That's the next step. So we're adding the score here. If does not equal that spot right there, I'm going to do game over. There we go. So I'm going to show you how this game works. So I press the A button. When it hits the center, it gives me a point. There we go. Got a point. Got another point. It like flashes saying I got it right. Now if I go over here, it tells me, oh, that's wrong. That's not right. And it tells me game over. And it's going to give me my score next. Score is 4. There you go. So hopefully release the recording later. But if you want to try this game out, making this game out yourself, you can go to, I'm going to type the website. You can go to make code, I can type it right, make code.microbit.org. You go to, I just typed in chat that website. Oh, accidentally sent it to myself. There we go. Go to that website right there. You can find tutorials. You can find under games, tap the red dot and try to make this game under the tutorial if you want to have more guided process, or hopefully watch the video later about this. Now, I'll go to, oh, I'm missing my little presentation here. Well, and I'm gonna bring that back up. But if you make something really cool, I wanna show off this project here, you can go to Do Space on Facebook and share with us what you've made. We'll totally love it and show it off. We'd love to see what everyone has made. You can also email hello@dospace.org if you have any questions. That is hello@dospace.org. Oops, dspace.org. If you got any questions, you also can go to our website. So I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna end that. I'm gonna go over to dspace.org, and under our little lower left side here, you can share cool stuff over here. Or go into this little chat thing on the bottom right to ask any questions, whether it's about Microbit, it will be forwarded to me. Email us or try this little chat thing that we just added on right over here. And we have one of our staff who can help you right away. If you got tech questions, definitely use this chat, or again, email us at hello@dospace.org. Okay, thank you very much for coming to my webinar today. Thank you. Sorry if that was too fast. We're all still getting used to using our online platform, and we cannot see how everyone is at. So unfortunately, we can't go by your computer and be like, oh, you're having trouble with this? I can help you with this. So if you guys do need help while you're on another webinar, don't be afraid to say something in chat. We're all really happy to slow down for everyone. It's completely okay. It's just we don't know the pace we're going at, because we think, oh, we know how to do this, versus someone who doesn't know how to do this. We really we gotta slow down. So thank you very much for coming, and have a good day. Here's the little fun part where I end session, but thank you very much. And we're having another webinar at 4 p.m. today about online safety. And then on Saturday, we have a Lewis Lab in the morning. And then we have another webinar next week. I believe it's pixel art. You can definitely check that out. Anyways, have a good evening. Bye-bye.